Hi students, thanks for checking in for a review of Canvas and the inbox. So first, let's talk about the things in our toolbar here. The account is what we did in the first week. We connected your Canvas accounts with your Google accounts. When you first click on Canvas, you end up on the dashboard, and you can see that I'm in the card view. Some of you have been hitting the three dots and you've been switching to list view, and it shows a list of all your assignments and what course they're in. That's perfectly fine. Whatever view you like is okay to use. Next is something that looks like a book, and this is your courses. That's a big fancy word for classes, and it shows a class list. All your courses are in here. Then we have the calendar. If you click on the calendar, it will show all of your due dates for your assignments on the calendar. That is granted that the teacher has put a due date on it so that it will post to the calendar. Next, we have the inbox, and you can see that as I was recording this message, a little number 1 popped up here. So somebody has sent me an email. Whenever you see a number next to your inbox, you want to check your messages. So let's go to the inbox. And you can see that anything with a blue dot is a new message. So I can click on it to read it over here. And you can see that I have several that have messages back and forth. The little numbers here show how many messages are going back and forth between myself and the person that is writing to me or that I am writing to. Again, if I click on this message, I can see it over here. Let's talk about writing a new message to your teacher. We do that with a pencil here. This is how we compose a new message or start a new conversation. The first thing you need to do is you need to select your course. So we hit the down arrow. If you're writing to your math teacher, you'd pick your math course. Reading teacher, pick your reading course. If you're writing to me, I'm your technology course. So you have 2 sections. You have a favorite courses and a more courses. You want to use favorite courses, and then you'll see all your courses in there. Mine looks a little bit different than yours, but if you were writing to me, yours would say your grade, the word technology, and the word COPPAS. So you would click on whatever course it is that you were writing to. Once you've done that, you see this new box. This is the to box. So you're going to put in the first few letters of your teacher's name or whoever it is you're writing to. So I'm going to click in the box. Let's say you were writing to me. The first 3 letters of COPPAS are KOP. And you can see there are a list of things here. I am Pam COPPAS. The blue things are courses I teach. The black one is me. Let me switch the course for just a second. I want to show you the first grade one. When I type KOP here, it has a really, really long list because I have a lot of first grade courses. So in that case, you actually have to scroll down with the scroll bar to find that Pam COPPAS. Okay, and finally, we want to put a subject in, just a word or a few words about what you're writing about. So if you had an IXL question in math, you might write IXL to your math teacher. If you had a question about the homework in your reading class, then your subject might be homework. So in my class this week, we've been doing Get to Know Me for my older students, and we've been doing color as the subject for my younger ones. So you can see that those were auto-populated for me because Google had remembered that I had done those already. But in your case, you would type in whatever the subject is. So maybe your subject is homework. You would type it in. Once you have your subject, you come to the big box. This is your message box. So we click in here, and this is where you type the message to your teacher. So if it was a homework question, I don't understand question 6 on tonight's reading homework. Please help. Okay, and then you can hit send on that. Okay. Get the green box that my message was sent. We can also reply to messages. Let's click on this message, and you can see that Maya and I were writing back and forth. And if I wanted to reply, I need to hit one of these reply arrows. It doesn't really matter which one you hit, but if I hit reply on one of the lower ones, it's going to reply to that comment. So to keep the conversation in order, I would just always hit this top reply button, and then it won't screw up the order of things. It already puts in the course, the person, the subject. You just need to write the message. I wrote that my other favorite flavor of ice cream is chocolate peanut butter, and I can send that. And the message again is sent, and you can see it in the conversation here. Let's say that I'm done with a message with a teacher, but I might need to save it for later. You can clean up your inbox by putting check marks in anything that you want to move to a different folder. So in this case, I'm going to move this to my archive folder. You can use the trash can to delete things, but if you do, they are instantly and permanently gone. You can't retrieve them. So if you think, I might need this later, I want to save it, you want to use this button. This is the archive. So I'm going to click the down arrow. That puts the message into my archive, and I'm going to click yes, okay, I do want to archive it. And you might be thinking, that's great, but where did it go? Real simple. I'm currently in the inbox. I'm going to hit my down arrow, and I'm going to go to my archived folder. And there I can see all of my archived messages. You can even search them. If I wanted to search for that one from Maya, I could put her name in, click on it, and then it shows me just the archived messages from her. I can switch to other folders as well, to ones that I've sent her. I haven't sent any, I just had that reply to hers. Any that are in my inbox, things like that. I want to show you one more folder. This last folder in here is submission comments. When your teachers comment on your projects, they will appear in the submission comments folder. Unfortunately, you don't get any little number notifications when you get a new submission comment. The only way you can see it is by checking it here or by going into the actual assignment and seeing if there's a comment there. On the flip side, if you write a comment on an assignment to a teacher, your teacher is not going to get a notification about it either. So poor Chase had written to me on Wednesday morning, and I didn't see his submission comment until Friday afternoon because I didn't get a notification about it and I wasn't checking the assignment right then. So I didn't know he wrote to me. So when you have a question for a teacher, please make sure that you are using the inbox and that you are using the pencil to write to them or replying if you're in the middle of a conversation. The submission comments is great for just little comments about the work, but if it's something urgent, don't rely on that and expect your teacher to see it instantly. They won't. So that covers everything about the Canvas inbox. Remember, check when you have a number, that means you have an unread message. The unread messages appear in blue. If you need to mark something as unread, you can put the blue back in. To select messages, you put the check mark in it, and that allows you to reply or delete or archive. You can switch your folders so that you can look at just unread, sent messages, archived messages, or submission comments. When you're replying, use the reply arrow. But when you want to start a new conversation, use the pencil. This settings wheel also does one other really cool thing. You can star things that you think are really important to help you remember to come back to them. And it'll put a little star in the message for you. And when you're done, you can simply unstar it. I hope that helps you to understand your Canvas inbox.